I was listening to one of your solo episodes lately, and you said that the one thing that's like all consuming and like the one thing that you want to talk about lately is being a dad.
I love it.
What's it like, man?
Are we rolling?
Yeah, we're just
Fucking A.
we'll pop
Cool.
right in.
No, like I told you before we pressed record, it's like everything that everybody said about it, they're pretty much exactly right. It's just the coolest thing. I don't know whose kid it is because he looks nothing like his dad.
No mustache yet?
No mustache yet. he'll get there, but he's got blue eyes, and my wife and I don't have blue eyes, but I guess that's pretty common. I didn't know that all babies, for the most part, are born with blue eyes.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know. It's just the craziest experience. It's like, holy shit, we did that.
Right.
Like that's our kid. It's like, it's a mind-boggling, dude. Like I can't even, it doesn't even feel real. It's been 6 weeks, and it's really the coolest thing.
What's changed about your life since it happened?
Honestly, not that much. Like I haven't missed a workout. I'm still signing new clients. I'm still building a brand. I'm still being a good husband. But just being more intentional, really, though, probably, if I had to like dumb it down.
Okay.
Being more present at home. Like when I get home, dude, I freaking throw that phone on the counter and that's it.
Right.
Like you can call me, you can text me, but like I won't get back to you.
That's got to be a shift for you too, right? Being in like the personal training and like I think life coach is a really weird, like it's kind of a gross connotation now, but like being in like an accountability coach for people, that's got to be a big shift from what you used to do before and just like putting your phone down, I'd imagine.
They know that though. Like I draw the line in the sand right from the first time we ever talked.
Gotcha.
Like if they commit, I'm like, dude, you hit me after 5 MST, I will not hit you back.
Is that new or was that always the case?
No, I mean, I've been saying that for probably close to a year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. I haven't really been doing it probably for only about 6 months, but
yeah,
it's like I just got to be tapped in when I get home, man. And like I'm bad at it. Not great at it. Maybe not bad, but I'm not great.
Mm-hmm.
And it can wait. Like at the end of the day, like we're working out, we're eating good. Is it an emergency? No.
Right.
I'll talk to you in the morning. Fuck, you got a wife, you got kids, like go hang out with them. Why are you talking to me?
Right.
Like, you don't need your handheld, man. We're all grown adults here.
Yeah.
If it can wait till the morning.
One of the things that I hear the most often about new dads is that there's this sense of like, there's a sense of drive that comes that's like new or maybe enhanced from before, where it's like, oh, I've got legit motivation now. I've got this little human that looks like me that I got to provide for now. Did you have any experiences with that sort of thing yet?
No.
Seems like that's kind of baked in for you
fuck
already.
Those people, dude. Like if that's what it's gonna take for people to like get fired up,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you should probably check yourself a little bit. Like what now? The pressure's on because you got to provide for a kid. Like the pressure should have been on, dude. You got a wife. You need to provide for her.
Right.
Like the bills don't stop. Like nothing changes. You just have another responsibility now.
True.
I think that's all bullshit.
Do you think that particularly hits people that haven't done the work to find like their purpose or haven't like held themselves accountable yet at that point?
I don't know. It's like now the pressure's on. Like now I really have to provide. Like I don't know. I think it's kind of like a weird cop out.
Yeah.
Like people will tell themselves what they want to tell themselves, and then 3 months down the road, it's back to where they were.
Right. Yeah.
Your kid's just 3 months older now.
For sure.
It's the motivation thing. I think there's a time and place for it, but it's got to turn into the discipline.
Mm.
Everybody's fired up at one point or another until you're not.
Right.
That's when the discipline kicks in. It's like, I don't feel like doing this, but I need to do this. Why? Because this is just what I do.
Yeah.
Dude, I never want to fucking go to the gym. I never want to do a podcast. I never want to freaking do all these calls that I do.
Mm-hmm.
I have to. It's my job.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
I have to do this.
That's the one thing
I get to do this, I should say. Like, really.
True.
Have a good life, man.
True. Yeah, I think that's one of the things that, I don't know if you'd call it a mantra, but the days that I really don't want to go to the gym, I'm like, this is not a motivation day at all, but it is a discipline day.
Yeah.
And then at least you walk away with a win, even though you weren't like super stoked on it at the beginning. You walk out of there and it's like, all right, I'm glad I did this today.
I tell my guys, those are the ones that count, dude.
Oh, yeah.
They are. Anybody can go to the gym when they're freaking 8 hours of sleep, fired up. It's chest day. Like, everybody's ready to go.
Yeah.
But can you show up on Sunday morning when you're supposed to hit legs and you didn't get any sleep?
Right.
Those are the ones that count, man.
Yeah, 6 a.m. leg day plus cardio is like,
Yeah, come on. Yeah, those are the ones that count.
for sure.
You know, like, and you can tell the people who do those and the people that don't, and it all adds up, man.
For sure. So at this point, talking today, you're a new dad. You've got a personal training company, a podcast, a personal brand, all these things. I want to really tap into some of the insights that you have now, but I think that a lot of them will like hit a lot harder if people have an understanding of like where you came from and kind of like how we got here. So what parts of your background and your story coming up do people need to know about in order to like understand your perspective today?
That's a good question. Shit, I need to take notes. I guess as like a disclaimer before we start, I had to figure all this shit out on my own. Like, grew up pretty much with no mom. It was always just me and my dad. I'm an only child. I just kind of had to fucking trial by error everything. And that's pretty much what I've done my whole life. Granted, I was fortunate enough that my dad really wanted me to see the world.
Okay.
So I always knew that I wasn't just going to like stay on Main Street my whole life. So growing up and taking trips out west and doing this and doing that, my dad tried to paint this huge picture like, hey, there's more to life than just like Main Street.
Interesting.
Which I think is a big reason why I'm not afraid to take a risk. And I take them all the time. All the time. Like, just did a post yesterday, like, just start the freaking thing. Like, go for it. If you fail, fuck them. Like, I don't want to get old and be like, dude, I should have tried that. So I've made a lot of mistakes, but I've also won a lot too.
For sure.
Just because I have balls.
Yeah.
That's really all that it comes down to. Like,
Right.
It's just like, I'm not afraid.
Gotcha.
I get nervous like anybody, but like when you have to figure everything out on your own, you just kind of got to go for it. So that's how I've built what I've built, is I've just gone for it. I've figured it out on the fly.
Gotcha. As you were coming up, what were some of like you said that you were just kind of like always that person who's willing to take risks and just go for it. What did growing up look like for you? And like, how did that risk taking start, I suppose?
How did the risk taking start? I've always let my voice be heard. I guess maybe it probably started with that.
Okay.
I'm not afraid to say what's on my mind. Somebody might not like it, and that's all right. But at least I got it off my chest.
Right.
Like with me, man, it's people either love me or they're like, fuck him. And for me, I'm good with that. Because at least I'm just being me.
Yeah.
I am not everybody's cup of tea. Like, I'm fully aware of that.
Yeah.
And that's all right, dude. Because they might not be my cup of tea either. And that doesn't, like, no ill will to anybody, but it's fine.
Right.
Not everybody is for everybody. And I'm sure as hell not for everybody, and that's fine. But how did the risk taking start? I don't really know. I've never really thought about that. I guess, I don't know. After college, I just kind of moved out and went down to Tennessee, and I guess that was like kind of my first biggest risk that I took, was like completely leaving home. I went to school out of state, college that is, but that wasn't very far from home.
Right.
I just always knew that I wanted to leave and kind of just really, really figure it out.
Was that, do you think that being willing to go to Tennessee and being willing to like do something like that, was that maybe predicated on like being raised in a way where you're like traveling, you're getting different perspectives, you're seeing how different people leave? Were you like wanting to chase that to get out of town and like figure yourself out?
I think so. Yeah, I think I was. And I always liked it down there too. I was like, I'm going to move here someday. And then I ended up getting a job offer with 2 weeks notice. And they're like, okay, you're either coming or you're not. I'm like, fuck, I should probably pack the truck. And we did. And it's like all eggs in one basket. I've always been like that. I don't really have contingency plans with a whole lot of stuff that I do.
Interesting.
I don't. I just go for it. And if it freaking works out, hey, we won. If it doesn't
Right.
work out and it falls to shit, it's like, all right, well, I should probably figure out what I'm going to do now.
Yeah.
But I don't have like a backup plan, because what I've noticed is people that have like a bunch of contingencies or backup plans, that kind of gives them somewhat of an out.
Right.
It's like, oh, it's all right to like maybe not accomplish this.
Right.
Well, No. Like, I failed a law exam in the police academy.
Mm-hmm.
If I would have failed another one, dude, you're out. You're done. It's like, I came down here specifically for this job. So now what am I going to get? Like, am I going to go work at Tootsie's and freaking bounce? I've bounced before, but like, that's not why I moved 600 miles.
Right.
I want to be a cop.
Yeah.
I don't want to come down here and bounce at the bar.
Right.
But I had like no other options. So you have to make it happen.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of alluded to it a little bit, but why the police force, and why did you decide to let that be the reason that you moved 600 miles away and started chasing a different thing?
I don't think people really believe me when I say this, but I genuinely thought that I'd be good at it. That's why I wanted to be a cop. That, and I didn't know what else I wanted to do. Like, that's what I got my degree in, so I was like, fuck, I should probably utilize this thing.
Right.
Not that that mattered. Like, I didn't use the degree at all.
Uh-huh.
Like, I think I got like a 3% bonus, like, which is
huge.
Like,
that'll buy me a couple burgers.
Yeah, come on, right? But I genuinely thought I'd be good at it. It wasn't to like help the community. It wasn't to like better society. Everybody's going to tell you that.
Right.
Some of them are being truthful. Most of them aren't.
Did that set you apart a little bit once you like showed up to the academy and once you started getting down, like down that road a little bit? It's like having that mentality of like, I'm here because think I'm going to be really good at this.
I don't know if it set me apart, but I was there to do a job for sure. If that makes sense. Like, I wasn't there to fucking paint Easter eggs. Like, I moved down here to do this job because I thought I'd be good at it, depending on who you talk to. Some people might say that I was. Some people might say that I wasn't. I think that I was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it was. Like, for no other reason than to just, like, start a career and figure it out.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What was your headspace like once you got down to Nashville and it was like, all right, we're in it now. Like, we just moved 600 miles on 2 weeks.
I was really proud of myself.
Yeah.
Like, when I tell you they gave me 2 weeks notice, it was like 2 or 4. I think it was 2.
Okay.
Like, that was no bullshit. I think they hit me up on like the 14th of April, and I think we started on like the 1st of May. Like, hey, academy starts on this day. You need to be here.
And you got to find a house. You got to do like all the stuff.
We went down. I got an apartment, and then I think we came back, packed the truck, and then left. And I had like a week there to like acclimate and shave my head and all that, all that dumb shit that I had to do. And then, yeah, kind of show up. But what was your question? I'm sorry.
Just like, what was your headspace like once you made that move?
Yeah, I was proud of myself because like I always knew growing up. I told my dad one time when I was small, I couldn't even drive. So probably like 12, 13. We were driving down like the main highway and kind of where we're from, which is like Highway 94. And I told him, I was like, I can't imagine driving down this highway every day for the rest of my life. And I was like 12, 13, 14, whatever it was. And he like reminded me of that like before I went, once I got that job. He's like, I always knew you'd leave. He's like, do you remember when you told me this? I was like, I do.
Damn.
Yeah. So I was proud of myself. It's like, you can talk all the fucking shit you want, but like, are you going to do it?
Right.
Like, are you actually going to take action? People talk all the time now, but not a lot of people do. There's talkers and there's doers. I've always wanted to be the doer.
Yeah.
So I was proud of myself. I was like, fuck, I don't know how this is going to go. Hopefully I get through it. I'm not very book smart,
Right.
but I work hard.
Yeah.
So like, if I can pass the law, the physical stuff's easy. Like, I got that. That's good.
Right.
I was in really good shape. Still am. That was never a problem. I was like, if I can pass the law, like, and I can get this job, like, it's really going to work out for me.
Yeah.
And it did. I was just stoked, man. Like, I was like, hey, you're doing what you said you were going to do. You're going to take the chance and get the fuck out of here. Not that Michigan's a bad place to live. It's beautiful where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
But I just knew there was more.
Right.
You can always go back home.
Very true.
You can always go back home. But at certain points, once you get a little older, you get a kid, you get a family, you can't always just pack up and like move somewhere.
Right.
You got a good job now. You got responsibilities, bills. Maybe your wife's got a killer job where you live. You can't just fucking leave.
Yeah.
When you're young, you can.
Right.
You can.
Right. So once you got down there and you kind of had like that baseline level of like, hell yeah, we did this. I'm stoked. I'm going to be good at this job. I just got to cross these boxes or whatever. I'd imagine that that's probably a really good foundation going into academy with, being able to show up for that. So like, how did that start going once you actually showed up and like started doing the thing that you moved down there for?
Pretty eye-opening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it was difficult. Like, it was like ran paramilitary style. So you had to shave your head and they'll smoke the shit out of you, and you had drill instructors calling you every name in the book and yelling at you, and it was eye-opening. It's like, oh, this isn't a fucking game.
Right.
Like, they're trying to make you quit to weed out the weak and then focus on everything else. It was eye-opening. It definitely got me in some trouble, though. Like, I kind of went maybe a little bit overly confident.
Okay.
Like, I was a little loud at points when probably should have just stood in the corner and fucking sirred it.
Were you being loud as in like being a leader with all the guys, or being a rah-rah type of dude, or what was the
yeah,
thing?
I just, like, I love shit like that. Like, I love when people, like these drill instructors, are, like, they have a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And the purpose is to, like, frazzle you and get you scared and get you nervous and make you quit. It's like, now it's a game,
right,
to me. It's like, I'm not gonna fucking quit.
Yeah, not me, dude.
Hey, you can run me all day long. I don't give a fuck about none of this. How
Right.
many push-ups do we gotta do? I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, you can call me whatever. Like, don't matter to me. So I would try to, like, make it like not necessarily a joke, but just, like, fire people up. Like, when we would have to do cadence when we're running, I'd be the guy in the way back, but screaming the cadence, like whatever song we were fucking singing or whatever.
Right.
Just to get the DI that was leading the pack to look back and be like, who the fuck is saying that? And it's me.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm smiling back there yelling as we're, like, 6 miles into this run or whatever. Like, I don't know. I've always just kind of been like that.
Gotcha.
But I grew up like that. Like, I had a strength coach in high school where pretty much I've learned everything in terms of, like, how to coach and stuff. Like, he was always like that.
Gotcha.
Like, super fired up, already 3 coffees deep at 6 a.m., showing up, yelling, screaming, Slipknot playing. Like,
Hell yeah.
I've always loved that shit, man.
Yeah.
So, like, I think that's probably where I got it from.
Yeah, I love that. We had where I played high school football, it was very much like it became like a very player-led culture, and it was because of guys like that would be like, you know, fuck that, like, oh, you're going to give us another 100 push-ups? Good.
Yeah,
Give
let's
us
go.
another 100. There was one day that we were doing this, like, terrible conditioning workout, and then afterwards we had to go and lift, and it was hot as balls, and we didn't have AC in our weight room.
Neither did we.
So everybody's, like, tarps off, we're doing our thing, and
Were the mirrors fogged out?
oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're doing this finisher at the end of the workout, and we've got, like, burpees and V-ups and all this kind of stuff, and we start, like, everybody's got their shirts off already, and then some of, like, the hooligans start, like, taking their shorts off and shit, and the coach is like, everybody who takes their fucking shorts off, that's another 50 burpees. We were like, hell yeah. 5 more people take them off, and we're all just, like, we're sitting here in compression shorts and getting after it for, like, I think, like, an hour or something like that, and we still had 200-300 to go. And we did not give a fuck. We're like, we're going to make the coaches stay here for an extra 3 hours if they need to. But, like, we got that shit.
Y'all asked for it.
And they quit. And, like, that was just, like, I think it's victories like that bring a team together. And it's just like, yeah, this is what we're looking for, dude. You know, like, this kind of is the point of the whole thing.
Yeah. And I'm still close with, his name's Adam Taylor. I talk to him regularly. He's like my second dad.
Mm-hmm.
He played AA baseball for the Indians. His kid plays at the University of Michigan on the football team. He's won a Natty championship. He's actually been on my podcast, JT.
Okay.
But I fucking love Adam. He's like the guy. And he's like how I want to be, right? He's like in his 40s. He's jacked. He's just the man, dude.
Yeah.
He's just the man.
I think it's important having people like that you can kind of, like, take with you as a baseline or, like, a mentor.
Yeah.
As you're going through stuff like that.
Yeah, and he's coached thousands and thousands of kids at our school. He doesn't have that relationship with everybody.
Right.
But we have a really good relationship.
That's super cool.
He's awesome.
Would you recommend if there was, like, if you were to do it again, or if there was somebody who, like, grew up like you with similar tendencies and the whole thing, would you say that it's a good idea to go in and be that guy during academy?
No. 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 Don't be. Mm-mm. Just try to blend in, dude. You don't get any ribbons or awards for kind of being the rah-rah guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that I was, because it helped people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely helped some of the people that maybe weren't as easily, quote, motivated, you know? I used to be the guy rolling in at 5 a.m., whatever time we had to be there, windows down, music cranked, as everybody's, like, last minute, like, trying to lint roll their suits and shine their boots. And oh, fuck, like, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably wouldn't recommend it, especially if you're not in good physical shape, because that'll cause issues for you.
Right.
But I was, so I was like, we can do whatever we want, whatever y'all got. Like, let's go.
Let's get it, boys.
Yeah, I don't know. A fine line. Pick your spots, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Once you got towards the back end of academy, obviously we talked a little bit off camera before, but I enjoy doing a ton of research going into these, and some of my favorite stories were listening to how you talked about your FTO that you got assigned to. Talk to me a little bit about like what an FTO is and kind of what your experience was once you got assigned to do that at the end of academy.
Yeah, so an FTO is a field training officer. Basically, that's a job to train like rookies. In Nashville, I think we had 3 rotations, 3 months apiece with 3 different FTOs.
So you got 9 months after you get out of academy to like go learn under these dudes
Before you can even drive around by yourself.
Got you.
Yeah, so it's like you just did however many months in the academy, and now you basically have to learn how to be a cop. Like, they kind of teach you the tools, but now you have to apply them,
right?
Which is a completely different game. And I got assigned to Slate, Justin, and I don't even know where to go. The coolest fucking dude. I did this job for 5 years. He was hands down the best cop I've ever seen. Ever. And I can elaborate on that in a little bit, but it's like everything that you dream of.
Right.
Like riding with him. Like, you're in the projects, you're freaking chasing bad guys, you're chasing stolen cars, you're seeing shit that you probably would only even see on movies. I mean, you're thrown directly into the fire. Like, here you go. And he didn't coddle you or baby you at all. It's like, hey, this is what we're doing. Oh, okay.
And was he your first rotation? Did you get him right out?
First one.
Damn. What was that like?
Crazy.
Like your first day, like, all right, dude, get in the car, we're going.
Yeah.
What's going through your head at that time?
I didn't know what I was in for. I got told, like, yeah, he's a good cop. And I'm like, all right, cool, yeah, whatever. Fucking see.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I was so green, dude, that I didn't know how we would stop at this one little, like, it wasn't a convenience store, but it was like a neighborhood center, like right on the outskirts of the projects, where we would like pee.
Right.
Like, take a piss. Like, it was a nice, safe place to take a piss, not a gas station or whatever.
Yeah.
We'd go in there, and he would go to the stall, and then I would, or like, you know, the urinal, and then like I would go into the stall. I'm like, fuck, I got to take this belt off. I did that like 2 or 3 times on the first day, and then finally he's like, he's like, are you pissing in there? And I'm like, yeah, I got to take my belt off. He's like, dude, no, you don't. He's like, unzip your pants, take your shit out, and piss. I was like, oh my God, I didn't even think of that. I was like, I don't even have to take my belt off. He's like, holy hell, we have a long way to go, right? So it's like, that's how, like, I had no idea, like, how to do. I didn't even know how to take a piss. Like, so,
right.
I don't know. It was an experience, man. It was an experience, and I was super green. Like, I was nervous going into, like, public places, wearing a vest with patches on it and a loaded gun, and I'm like, fuck. These people are going to try to kill us, because that's like how they watch your back, like in the academy. Like, these people are going to kill you. Like, they don't like the police.
Interesting.
And he's like, dude, you're the police now. He's like, you have to like have a little bit of like confidence. Like, you're okay. I'm like, all right, fine. So it's just like getting used to it.
I think it's interesting because I think for coming at it from like from a civilian perspective, you look at people who have got a badge on and you've got a vest on, and it's like, it almost seems like that comes with a level of confidence, just putting it on. But it sounds like for you at the beginning, it might have been the opposite, where it's like, instead of like having the confidence that came with it, it was almost like having a target on your back.
Maybe it would have been a little bit different if we weren't in housing projects.
Mm-hmm. But
like, that's literally where I show up to roll call the first day, I hop in his car after roll call, and we drive to the housing projects. Like, what the fuck? I've never been to the projects in my life. Right. We are the only white dudes for miles.
Yeah.
And we're the police. Like, everybody listening to this podcast is not fucking stupid. Like, if you go to the projects, like, more times than not, people in the projects don't like the police.
Right.
They don't. And now I'm that guy. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, these people are going to shoot us. Like, they're going to try to fight us.
Right.
So it's like scary. I've never worn a uniform in public like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've been in full uniform once, and it was at graduation. Like last week. Like, what?
And now you're taking your belt off in the stall to take a piss and get back out there.
Yeah. It's like, what are we doing?
Right.
Yeah. I was like so nervous.
Damn. So I would imagine that being as good of a cop as he sounds like, Slate probably rolled up and had all the confidence that you'd imagine, probably had the street cred and all that kind of stuff. So, like, what was it like sitting in the car with him and seeing how he operated? And did you, like, very quickly be like, oh, damn, I'm going to try and be like this? Like, this is what I'm trying to learn.
Immediately. Yeah. Immediately. Because, like I said, I thought I'd be good at it, and I didn't want to just, like, show up, go through the motions. Like, I wanted to chase bad guys. I didn't know how to chase them yet.
Right.
But I knew that this fucking guy did.
So the projects is like, although it's intimidating, it's like, this is exactly where I belong.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's where I got cut loose after the 9 months of, like, doing the FTO shit, which was great.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, fuck, I know how to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, let's chase some bad guys. Let's get some stolen cars, stuff like that. Let's get some drugs. Let's get some guns. But I didn't know how to do any of that, and then I very quickly found out that he did.
Right.
So I was just like, shut the fuck up and be a sponge. Like, do exactly what this guy says. If he says jump, ask him how high. Like, just do everything that he does. Talk to people like he does. Communicate like he does. Run like he does. Drive like he does. Like, he was so cool, he could read license plates in the rearview mirror backwards. Fuck, I can barely read them forward. Like, when a car drives by me, he's reading them backwards.
Right.
We'd be driving around the PJs. He'd be like, run that tag. That car doesn't belong here. That car is stolen. I'd type it in the system. Yeah. How do you know that? He's like, I've never seen that car here before. He's like, it's an Audi. It should not be down here. It's stolen.
Damn.
So he's just been around. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
He's literally just been around. He's been doing it.
What were some of the first things as you guys were working together that really made an impact on you as far as, like, how you became a cop and some of the ways that you started to operate?
He picked his battles really well. People knew who he was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Slate. They knew him. Like, we'd be driving around. There'd be people on their front porch smoking weed. This is before, like, that shit was even close to legal. He's like,
right.
I'm like, yo, let's go get that guy. He's like, no. He's like, if that's the worst thing that's happened, we're good. Let them do what they want. If they're just smoking weed on their porch, we're straight. So he picked his battles. Like, could we have went up and freaking got that guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But for what? Instead, we'll just nod and wave and, like, just don't hope that they don't do anything worse.
Yeah.
If that's the least of our worries, is, like, people doing drugs. Like, fuck, we're good. So he picked his spots, and with policing, you have to pick your spots, dude. You have to. Because there's, like, you can have 5 minutes of fun for 4 hours of work, if that makes sense.
What does that look like?
I don't know. Maybe rolling up on somebody that you don't really have any business rolling up on, and then they run, and then you chase after them, and it's like, why am I chasing after this person?
Right.
And now they got guns, and now they got drugs, and it's like, yeah, you did a good thing, but, like, he wasn't really, you had no reason to really roll up to him apart from the fact that you were looking for a shitstorm.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
For sure.
Like, that's called being proactive, but pick your battles too, man. Like, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's not for everybody.
I gotcha. It seems like a really interesting kind of arc going from, like, I know I want to leave. I know I got to, like, I'm going to be really good at this thing, kicking a lot of ass in academy and kind of being this rah-rah guy, and then going to a situation where all of a sudden, like, a lot of that confidence and stuff like that is very quickly like, welcome to the real world, bro. Like,
completely gone.
We're here. You're green now.
Yeah, completely gone.
Yeah. So I would imagine that at some point, like, you carry yourself very confidently now. You had a long career and all that stuff. Like, what were some of the moments where you started to build that confidence, or some of that, like, greenness started to go away?
Probably not even until I, like, actually got cut loose is, like, when I started to gain some confidence. Because it's like, okay, now I'm here.
Right.
Like, now it's just me in this car. Now I have to roll up, do this call, the whole nine. I'll never forget my fucking first day. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I remember how nervous I was to like go do the job by myself for the first time ever. Like I used to wear a Garmin watch and it'll like tell you like your stress level.
Yeah.
Dude,
It's buzzing at you.
it was red like the entire day.
Damn.
I like looked at it that weekend. I was like, I was a mess on Monday or whenever it was. And I was grabbing a burger or something at this bar with my fiance at the time, I think. Maybe we were married. I can't remember. No, we weren't. And we were talking about it and I was like, I want to see like my stress level. And it was like redlined all day. I kept calling all 3 of my FTOs being like, how do I do this? How do I do that? Because it's like, it's as simple as like some stupid report, but they'll read it and like check it after you submit it. And they're like, or before you submit it, and they'll be like, hey, like, no. Well, instead of like getting it checked, now I have to call and be like, am I doing this right?
Right.
So once I got a couple months on my own and like kind of found my crew of coworkers that I was rolling with, and we started doing shit on our own, then I started to like get some confidence for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
I would imagine that just like with any other team, there's probably a lot of guys that are super solid, and a lot of guys who are just like, yeah, I probably wouldn't want to be rolling with them. How did you kind of sort out and like pick the people that you wanted to be associated with?
Do you know who Travis Kennedy is?
Yeah.
I just interviewed him yesterday, and he's active in Arizona, and he said pretty much exactly how I feel. It's like the first impression thing is everything for me. Where like if you look like shit and you clearly don't take care of yourself, it's like I don't really want to be around you.
Yeah.
Like I don't even have to talk to you to know that. And with policing, like that's a big deal. So when you show up, you're brand new, you walk in here, it's like, well, that guy looks like he's in good shape. His uniform's clean. His uniform's tailored. He seems serious. He's got nice hair. Like he's got a couple tattoos. He like looks the fucking part.
Right.
I'm going to hope that I get a call today that him and I go on together.
Got to pass the eye test first.
Yeah. Yeah. And people might think that that's, condescending or preconceived, whatever. Fuck, I don't care.
Right.
Like with that job, dude, yeah. Yeah. So like automatically, like there was a bunch of young kids when I got cut loose because we were in a terrible area that nobody wanted to go to. And as a rookie, they're like, you need to go here.
Right.
Because nobody wants to go there and you're new, so you're going to go to this shitstorm.
Yeah.
So it was a bunch of new guys like a year or two out of the academy that were all gung-ho and ready to go.
Yeah.
So for the majority of like that time, everybody was great for the most part.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Until you get like a year or two on and then you could bid somewhere else. And then there's guys that have been there 10, 12 years. For whatever reason, they're still working patrol and they're just like, no, I don't want to go with him.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So appearance is big.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's so funny too, because it's like, it is one of those things that society tells you you're not supposed to like look at somebody and make a decision on them right away. And there are times where it's like, yeah, okay, I feel you there, but
not with that job, dude.
Well, with that job, it seems like it's like, dude, we might end up, for the first time we meet each other, we might end up in a hell of a situation together. So like, we got to shortcut some of this shit.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. In everyday society, maybe not. Right. Like I'm trying to figure out an example, but, who's the dude across the hall?
Rowan.
Yeah. Like he seems fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't have to worry about him. Like we're not going to do anything that's potentially dangerous.
Right.
Like I don't care if he's overweight or in shape or whatever it is. He's just somebody.
Right.
Like he's probably fine. But like when we go do that job, I want you to look a certain way.
Yeah. I
want you to talk a certain way. I want you to move a certain way. Because it can get sticky.
For sure.
Yeah.
What I would imagine too that knowing that about other people, you start to like see that mirror, right? It's like, I want to be in good shape. I want to be one of the guys that I would look at him and be like, I want to be on a call with that dude. Mm-hmm. So, once you got cut loose, what were some of the things that, what were some of the moments or some of the calls that you went on that like changed the way that you walked or like changed the way that you approach people and like kind of like helped with that like iron sharpens iron thing of like helping you become that cop and that person that you wanted to be?
Rephrase the question, please.
Once you got cut loose and you said that you were green and nervous right out the gate, what were some of the moments or some of the calls that you went on that helped forge you as a cop and as a person?
the shit's not a game, dude. Like, it's not. Like, if you roll up somewhere and you see somebody in the front yard with their fucking head blown off, like, that'll tell you pretty quickly, like, it's not a game. Like, it's all serious. I want to go home, dude. Like, you have to be on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't matter what's going on at home. It doesn't matter that your dog died. It doesn't matter that your old lady's mad at you. It doesn't matter that you just saw a dead kid 2 hours before that. Now you have to go deal with this. Like, you need to be on every single time.
Mm.
It is what it is.
Is it just getting the reps of like showing up every day that starts to kind of like what we talked about with discipline earlier? It's just like having to be on every day. Does that just become your default?
Yeah, because when I noticed I wasn't on, is like that's when something bad would happen. Does that make sense?
Yeah, say more about that.
It's like the moment you least, like, it's like complacency. Like, if I was like, oh, like, I've done this call 1,000,000 times, and then I show up and I'm like half-assing it, and it's like, well, that person has a gun in their waistband.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, this isn't like the other 100 times that I've done this call.
Right.
Now it gets serious. Or, you know, I knock on the door and somebody jumps out the window and now they're running. It's like, what the fuck? Like, you know, I'm all comfortable and shit, and then next thing you know, it's on right now.
Right.
So you just, like, you got to be on. You got to be on, and the moment you start getting complacent and the moment you start getting, like, comfortable and thinking everything's routine is when something usually bad happens. And if you get caught with your pants down, like, that's not good for you. And if you're on a call with me, that's also not good for your partner.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So
were there any of the partners that you ended up working with, and you said you kind of like got your guys' crew together? Were there any of them that you like molded your game after a little bit?
yeah, for sure. This guy named John Petriello. Funny thing about John was he's younger than me. I think he was like 2 years younger than me. I think I was like 25, 26. He was like 24 at the time.
Okay.
But he was like ready to go.
Yeah.
Always looking for something. Kind of took me under his wing, which was cool.
Mm-hmm.
But the funny thing about our relationship as it moved forward was that he had a rotation with Slate.
Interesting.
So he molded his game after Slate. I tried to mold my game after Slate. And then when him and I got together, we both kind of were trying to do the same thing.
Damn.
He just had like a year or two on me. So he was really, really good at it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to roll with this kid. Like, this is great.
Yeah.
And
You guys like came from the same school.
Yeah. Like, I
Yeah.
looked up to him too, and he was younger than me. And I definitely let it be known that I was older than him. Not that that mattered,
yeah, for
but
sure.
like, he kind of told me where the bear shit's in the woods, if that makes sense. Like, I really respected him. He was really, really good at his job.
Does that sense that you went into the police academy with going like, I'm going to be good at this, does that come back at some point after you're cut out on your own and after you spend some time doing your thing?
I don't know. Maybe. It's a really easy job to like get caught up in, where you don't take time to like reflect. Am I doing a good job? Am I not doing a good job? Usually that happens when you get your PP slapped. If you do something wrong, then you're like, fuck, maybe I need to kind of like reflect a little bit. But
Right.
it's so constant. It's so every day. It's so new every day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure you're pretty routine where maybe you come in here, you start your day off with emails, you do this, maybe you rip a pod, you hit the gym at a certain point in time, you eat at a certain point in time. It's all routine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being the police is like, it's something new every single day. So there's really not routine.
Gotcha.
So you don't really have time to reflect on, am I doing a good job or am I not? Well, I haven't gotten in trouble yet, so I think
Yeah.
I think I'm doing all right.
Right.
I haven't gotten hurt, so I think I'm doing all right. Nobody has anything. I'm not getting complained on. I think I'm doing all right.
Mm-hmm.
Until you're not.
Right.
You know? So
Yeah, yeah.
it's I think you gain confidence as you go throughout the career, but I don't think I think all the confidence I had in the was all false.
Interesting.
It was all false confidence. Like, it was a way to like trick myself and be like, yeah, like, let's go.
Yeah.
It's like, well, once you start, like, you're just like everybody else. Everybody's already done what you've done and then more.
Right.
Shout out Travis Kennedy. He said that, but
I like that.
yeah, they've already done what you've done and they've done it better and they've done more of it. So it's like, now you're the FNG and here you are.
Yeah.
So like, figure it out.
Does that feel like a a lesson that you carried with you for a long time? Is like showing up and being like, yeah, I could be as gung-ho as I want to, but at some point, like, you start at square one.
I think that's life, dude. Like, everybody's the new guy at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you remember when you did your first podcast?
Yeah.
Have you ever listened to it back?
Yeah, I try not to.
I'd imagine it's fucking brutal.
It's terrible, yeah.
Yeah. Go listen to my first podcast. It's horrible. Everybody's, like, nobody starts at the top. Like, that's life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're always going to be, everybody's always the new guy at some point in time.
Yeah.
Everybody. Right? Like, fucking Elon. Like, he hasn't always owned Tesla.
Right.
Like, he did shit to get there. At one point, he worked for somebody, I'm sure, and was like the new guy and had to prove himself.
For sure.
Same thing with you. Same thing with me, her, everybody.
Yeah. That was one of the hardest phases I've had, actually, was when I left playing college football.
Where'd you play?
I played at Rocky.
Nice.
I did 4 years at Rocky.
Slot receiver.
Quarterback.
No shit.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
Righty?
Yep.
No shit.
Yeah.
Pull up some game film on you.
Yeah, do it. But I graduated from there, and it was interesting because everything that I was doing up for the last 12 years at that point, I was good at. Yeah. You know, like, I'd been playing football since, I mean, my dad was a high school and a middle school football coach. So, like, since before I could read, I knew how to read an option.
Yeah.
Like, I could do the damn thing. And so it was this really weird transition where, like, the thing that I was really good at school, I was really good at football. And then I left that, and now I'm in this job in a marketing agency where I'm not good at anything. And then I start, a month after I got done playing football, I start doing jiu-jitsu. I fucking suck at that right at the beginning. I'm getting whooped by dudes where, like, you see them on the street, and it's like, there's no way this nerd could take care of me. And I was just like, I went through this phase where I went from being very good at everything I did to just being awful at everything. And it was one of, like, it was a very good ego check and, like, a humility thing of, like, yeah, dude, just because you're good at some things doesn't mean that, like, everything that you pick up, you're immediately just going to be great at. Mm-hmm. But I think that was one of the things, like, getting comfortable in that situation where it's like, yeah, no, if you want to do anything new, you just have to go through that phase where you're the new guy. Mm-hmm. I think that that's something that people don't get a lot of if they're not trying shit.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. That's why I've always taken chances. I hate going home now and everybody, like, especially when you're fresh out of college or, you know, people are trying to figure their life out and there's still people that are there and haven't left. And they're like, oh, Geiger's back, man. Fuck yeah. Like, it's like, you're the guy. It's like, I don't want to be the guy.
Right.
I don't want to be the guy. I don't want to be the smartest person in this room. I don't want to have the most money in this room. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be the best freaking dude, like, in anything.
Yeah.
Because then I can't get anywhere with that. Like, if everybody's always looking for me for answers, it's like, fuck, who's going to give me the answers?
Right.
I don't have the fucking answers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so.
I think being in those rooms caps your ability to continue to grow too.
Yeah, it does. It for sure does. It for sure does. I do shit all the time where I get a little bit nervous. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, I'm going to hang out with this guy. It's not like I don't get nervous hanging out with, like, this guy, so to speak, but it's, we're going to do something that he's better at than me. Like, hey, we're going to shoot arrows on this course. It's like, fuck, this guy's, like, a really good hunter and can really shoot a bow. I'm pretty good, but, like, I'm not him.
Right.
Therefore, I need to go shoot with this guy.
Yeah.
Maybe he can teach me something.
Uh-huh.
You know, so it's like, same thing with working out or, like, building a business or anything, man. You got to seek advice.
For sure.
If you think you got it all figured out, like, that's when you die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, for policing, I wasn't trying to get better at a certain point. Like, towards the end, I'm like, fuck, I got to go to work again today. Like, that's a problem, dude.
Especially when you're dealing with the stuff you're dealing with.
That's a problem. Like, fuck, I got to go. It's getting dangerous for me. It's getting dangerous for the people around me. I'm half checked out. I don't give a fuck about getting better. I don't give a fuck about learning no more. You got to go.
Yeah.
Find something else.
What was that phase like for you? Like, how long did that last, and what was your mindset at that time?
That lasted for, like, over a year of me being like, I need to get out of here.
Damn.
Yeah. And then, like, there was a situation where shit kind of hit the fan, and I was like, yeah, that's a God thing. If you don't leave now, you're never going to leave. You need to go right now.
Was that one of those moments where you knew kind of what the next thing was, or was it just like, it's just not this?
Like what my next move was?
Mm-hmm.
I had a general understanding that I wanted to work for myself.
Okay.
I just didn't necessarily know how to do that at the time.
That's a big switch from going from something that's like fairly structured with being in police academies and all that, or like police departments and all that.
There's 2 positives to being an entrepreneur. This is from my dad. Number 1, if you don't feel like going in on a particular day, you don't got to call anybody to ask them. You just simply don't have to go in.
Mm-hmm.
And number 2, if you fuck up, nobody's going to yell at you. But other than that, those are like the only 2 like fucking A's like about being an entrepreneur.
Right.
So I've always held myself to a high standard, and I'm very disciplined with like going into the office and doing what I need to do, but I didn't know how to make money. I just quit my job, and now I have like fucking no check coming in.
Right.
Fuck. Back to the pressure thing, right? Like now you have to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have a backup plan. I have an idea of what I want to do, but now it's kind of dick on the table. You better figure it out, dude.
Right.
You better figure it out.
Well, and at this point, you'd moved from that Nashville, spent some time with the Billings PD, and so you're living in Montana. Your wife is up here, and all that stuff, and like the transition. Again, it's you're still not at a point where you've got a kid and all this stuff, but you've made a lot of moves at this point to like do different stuff. What was it like starting? I don't know if I'd say starting from zero, but like making that big transition of like spending a lot of years as a police officer, and now it's like, bro, I'm back to doing something that I don't have a ton of experience in.
Interesting. Stressful. Scary. All of that, dude.
It seems like there's push and pull motivation, right? Seems like at that moment, I would guess that a lot of the motivation to be in that situation was a push motivation. It's like, I'm getting pushed out of this career as a police officer, so I have to do something else. Like, I have to figure this out. There's that saying that like you'll change once the pain of doing something different is less than the pain of staying the same.
Yeah, that's a good quote.
And so you end up in this situation where it's like, well, I know I got to do something. I know that it's like not something that I'm necessarily prepared for or whatever, but like, how do you start to arrange some of like the puzzle pieces of what you're going to do and what the next chapter is going to look like?
Invest in yourself, knowing I wasn't going to be able to, kind of going back to the beginning of the thing, figure this out on my own. I knew that I wanted to coach. I knew already that I was good at it.
Mm-hmm.
I knew how to do it, but I didn't know how to like build a brand.
Okay.
I had no idea how to do that.
Did you have the framework of like, I want to be a coach, I want to have a brand, I want to have this or that, or did those things just kind of like come as you started like taking action on things?
You put the pieces together for sure. Like there's a lot more that I offer as of today than I offered 2.5 years ago with what I do. But those are things that you learn over time. But the initial starting something and figuring out how to provide by doing that, I didn't really know how to do that.
Gotcha.
I knew that I would be good at it. I had an idea. I just didn't. How do I get somebody that doesn't know me to get on a phone call with me, tell them what I'm doing and how I can better serve, like better help their life, have them trust me, and have them give me money for a service? I had no idea how to do that.
Right.
So I found people that fucking did know how to do that. And I spent a lot of money learning how to do that.
Interesting.
From these folks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think that's one of the things that I wish that I would have embraced earlier. I had the good fortune of spending 2 years right after college working for a guy who was a serial entrepreneur. And like, I kind of got to watch him and learn a lot of things through that. But once I started out on my own, I was like, well, I've got a good enough skill set from the things that I learned that I can just like start taking action and doing stuff. However, I think that I probably could have saved myself, I don't know, at least a year by instead just being like, okay, I'm just going to be okay taking this extra money and giving it to somebody else so that they can save me all of the lessons and roadblocks and like all of the bullshit that I'm going to deal with over the next year. Just skip all of that and go straight to like the lessons that I needed to learn. Did you do that right at the beginning of your journey?
Yeah. Yep.
How did that set you up?
I just knew I learned how to sell. I have no sales background.
Mm-hmm.
I learned how to sell. I learned how to market myself a little bit in a sense. I learned how to leverage social media a little bit in a sense. That really helped me. I created a business bank account. I set up an LLC. Like, I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah.
Like, my dad's been an entrepreneur for 36 years. I just asked him about it yesterday. But what he does and what I do are two completely fucking different things. Like, he's old school. He doesn't know how to do an Instagram or a freaking sales call. It's like, he owns a bus company. It's like, do you have a trip that you need to go on?
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's the price for the bus, and we'll take you from point A to point B. Like, there's really, that's not my game.
Right.
So he can't really help me. He can help me, like, financially in terms of, like, hey, do this with your money, do that with your money. But, like, how do you market yourself?
Right.
I learned how to do that.
What was it like in those first stages where it's like, all right, now you've got some personal training that you're trying to get people to get on board with? Obviously, like, I think you've got the benefit of you've walked the walk. You've got this confidence coming out of being a police officer, and, like, you're somebody who people, I would imagine at this point, are already, like, kind of willing to get behind once they meet you. But what are those first couple phases like in business where it's like you don't have a ton of clients coming in yet? You're in the launch phase. What is that phase like for you?
You got to be very, very careful about comparing yourself to other people that you see that are doing what you want to do at a very, very high level. You can take bits and pieces from them and, like, use that as maybe quote motivation or whatever. Like, hey, I want to get to where they're at someday. But as soon as you start comparing what they have compared to where you're at in your journey, you're gonna screw yourself over.
Were you doing that a bunch in the beginning?
Kind of. But I wasn't, like, letting it rule my life.
Gotcha.
I knew that I can't get to where they're at unless I go through year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, right?
Yeah.
I just need to get a little bit better every day.
My friend Katie hit me with something a couple days ago. She's in med sales and does a lot of, like, leadership and future pacing and stuff like that with the people that she works with. But she said something to me. She said that for 1 year to happen, 3 months has to happen first.
Yeah, dude.
And that fucks me up so much. And it's like, yeah, it makes sense when you listen to it. But just like you, it's like when you can see the end vision of what you're trying to create and what that looks like, and you've seen that other people have done it before, having the patience and just putting in the reps in the meantime is, dude, it's fucking torture sometimes. Yeah. It's like, I just want it to happen right now.
It's not reality.
Yeah.
Drew, it's not. Like, I almost have 200 episodes. Like, you're not even remotely fucking close to that.
For sure.
I've just been doing it longer, dude.
Right.
I've already put my time in to get those episodes.
Yeah.
You'll get there as long as you just keep doing it. You're recording number 18 today.
Yeah.
Maybe next week you do 19. Like, you're going to get there.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to have a successful podcast so bad, but I knew that nobody was going to listen to it for the longest time until they started to listen to it. It'll happen, dude.
Yeah.
I manifest my absolute bag off. That
Really?
I'm so good at it.
Did that start with the business, or like what was that manifesting like then?
That started by meeting my wife.
Really?
She taught me all about that stuff. Yeah.
What made you start to believe in it?
When I would do it, it would work.
Okay.
Yeah. I do it in hunting all the time. All the time. So that way when the moment of truth comes, I've already killed that antelope, dude, in my mind.
Right.
1,000,000 times over. I've already done it. But now it's real life, and now it's really about to happen.
You're watching it play out.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I do that with podcast guests. I do that with getting new clients. I do that with everything, dude. I do that with, like, being a dad. I've thought about that my whole life. Now we have the kid, and it's like, yeah, I've been a dad the whole time in my mind.
Wow.
I've already been there. Now we're just doing it for real.
Yeah, yeah.
But I've already done it, in a sense, up here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the things. I started going to therapy, which is a funny description for it, because this gal Summer that I work with isn't like a sit down and tell me about your problems and we're going to try to get you to hate your dad. She's not like she's not the typical what you think of it. But the thing that I love about her, she's super future oriented. It's like, yeah, we might have to tap into some of that stuff, but like, let's get you where you're trying to go and, you know, whatever. But one of the things that I found to be a pattern about myself was that I always loved the practice. I always loved putting the reps in. I loved like the work that goes into these big moments. But there were a couple big moments especially throughout my sports career, that I got to the thing and fucking folded. Like in my senior year of high school, I checked all the boxes, literally had every single one of them written on my mirror. It's like this many passing yards, this completion percentage, beat this team, this team, this team, conference championship, you know, whatever. The last box that was on there was like win a state championship. We got there, and the team that we were playing against was a team that we had beaten earlier that year. And my buddy that grew up across the street from me, we were like 3 years old playing one-on-one football in the front yard together. And him and I were playing in the state championship together. And I showed up and I threw 5 interceptions that day, and we got our asses beat. And yes, it's an 11-man game, like it's a team effort, but like I still carry that as like I lost that game.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't throw 5 picks, you probably win the game.
Correct.
Yeah.
And there were a couple other moments like in college sports and stuff like that where I just like I showed up to a moment and then I would like dissociate. It'd almost feel like a bad dream that I was watching happen. I was like, I don't fucking want it to go this way, but it seems like I keep throwing the ball to the other team on accident. And I took a fight this last March, and the one thing going into that fight was like I loved the preparation. I was like dialed on weight. I had 6 sessions a week plus lifting, plus like, I did everything right. And the one thing going into it was I was like, I really hope that I can show up in this moment. And exactly what you were talking about is what allowed me to do it. It's like I fought that dude in my head 15 times before I stepped into the ring. And I like would shadow box with my eyes closed, and I would do 3 2-minute rounds, and I would like do all of that stuff. So by the time I got in there, it was like, I'm just collecting the reward for all of my hard work now. Mm-hmm. I'm not going like, oh, I fucking hope I win this and this and that. It's like, no, I've been here way more times than you. But it was the first time that I like saw the power of that and was actually able to believe in it.
And this was when?
Bro, 3 months ago.
How old are you?
26.
Okay. Yeah, you're good. You're on the right path. Yeah, I don't even think I used to do that at that age.
Yeah.
This is new for me too. I mean, a couple of years, but I'm 31. But as soon as you start hoping for shit, hope leaves shit up for chance, bro. Don't hope for nothing. No, this is how it's going to go down. Mm-hmm. I'm going to walk into the ring and I'm going to beat this dude's ass and I'm going to get my hand raised. And if you don't, maybe he was just better than you.
Right.
And that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as you start opening up other avenues of, oh man, hopefully this, hopefully that, maybe I can do that. Maybe I go in there and freaking knock this dude's lights out.
Right.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Be confident to a point where people think that you're fucking delusional.
Yeah.
Seriously. Like I have 3 sales calls today. In my mind, they're already on the roster. They're already a part of the team. Mm-hmm. Had 2 before I got here. Guess what? 2 for 2. I got 1 more after this. I'm going to get him too.
Yep.
They're already here. I can change their life if they'll let me. I'm going to change their life if they'll let me. It's their decision in the end. But in my mind, they're already here. They're already on the roster. They're already a client.
Dang. How did that look at the beginning? Because the positive feedback, one of the things, I think that having that positive feedback loop where it's like you envisioned it, you did all the stuff you were supposed to do, and then it happened, that's reinforcing as shit, dude. But at the beginning, you can talk yourself up in so many times, but that positive feedback loop might happen at 20% instead of 80%. So how do you, like for the people who are just starting out right now, how do they do that?
You're going to not win every time. That's supposed to happen.
Right. Yeah.
It still happens. I never win all the time. If you win all the time, dude, like what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah. Well, and you're probably not playing a big enough game if you're winning all the time.
Well said. You're playing small. Play big. When you play really big, you're not going to win all the time. Mm-hmm. I love getting no's on sales calls, or if I hit a podcast guest up I want on the show and they fucking leave me on red, or they say, hey, no dice, kid, fucking maybe sometime later.
Mm-hmm.
I almost prefer that.
Interesting.
I love no's. Love them. I love it, dude. Because that keeps me hungry. It's like, I'm going to fucking show that, dude.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then when my podcast blows up and now you hit me up wanting to come on my show, maybe I'll read your message.
Right.
Right? Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
That's how I am, dude. I'm super edgy. Like, I don't mind not hitting a home run every time.
Do you think that that's what allowed you to go from that moment where you're like, bro, I got to pick up these pieces and do something with them to where you're at today? Is that like a theme of just like being willing to keep swinging throughout the entire thing?
You have to.
Allowed you to get there?
You got to. I tell, like, I'm so big on this. Like, you can do whatever you want to do. You can. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. But so can I.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you believe in yourself and just work. It's not hard to be successful anymore, dude. You just have to show up. That's it. Don't compete with anybody besides yourself. That's what's really helped me. I don't give a fuck what anybody's doing. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
That's your life, and I want you to freaking win. But, like, I'm worried about me and my family and what I got going on.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck what you're doing. I don't give, like, not you, but you know what I mean. Like, it's like, I don't do your thing. I got too much on my plate that I need to worry about.
Right.
If I start worrying about what you're doing and comparing my shit to your shit and this and that, it's like, I'm thinking about the wrong stuff.
I think you need something to give a fuck about for that to, like, be a real thing, though.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be passionate about what you're doing.
Yeah, because I think so many people, they don't have a thing that they care enough about to be willing to just focus on that.
Yeah.
So instead, they take all of that extra energy that is supposed to be funneled into this one thing that they actually care about. And instead of doing that, it's like, well, I don't give a fuck about my job. I don't give about whatever I'm doing. So instead, I'm just going to, like, disperse that energy into drama and into getting involved with all this other bullshit that just doesn't matter. And it keeps them there.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. I say all that, but, like, once the cameras are off and we stop talking all about Tyler, like, I want to learn about what you got going on.
Yeah.
I do. And maybe I can help and give you a piece of advice or something regarding anything.
Mm-hmm.
Probably learn some shit from you too. Right?
Right.
Like, I'm always curious. I'm trying to steal game from fucking everybody, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And that's how we all get better. I
Right.
help you help me. Freaking, that's why I did this podcast.
Yeah.
Like, you did. I walked here from, like, and I'm going to walk to my office after this. Like, we're close.
Right.
Maybe we can help each other. Maybe
For
we
sure.
can learn from each other, right? So, don't get caught up in other people's bullshit. Be focused on yours. Like, what really bothers me is I'm in the fitness realm of things, right? And there's all these fitness companies like Mountain Ops and First Form and everything else. And it's like, I see so many people promoting these other brands,
Okay.
like First Form or something like that, opposed to, like, focusing on themselves. It's like, they're fine with or without you, dude. Like, fuck their company. Build yours.
But they're caught up in, like, oh, I got to do this content for these guys, or I got to do.
Fuck that, dude.
Yeah.
That's why I don't do a ton of brand deals. I'm trying to build my brand.
Right.
Fuck your brand.
Yeah.
Like, right? Like,
Yeah.
you don't pay me. Like, and plus your product's gross and not good for you. It's got all these flavors and dyes and shit. Like, no. I'm building my stuff. I don't want a deal with you.
Right.
You can throw as much money at me as you want, but, like, at the end of the day, your product's not good.
Yeah.
So why would I talk about it?
True.
I'm going to talk about my stuff. I'm going to get people to believe in my product.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to build your product up. I'm going to build mine up.
Right.
That's where people can get lost, dude. Like, keep the main thing the main thing.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like one of the things that I've loved about following you, and I actually got sent your profile probably a handful of months ago now by my buddies, Coney and Kino Dole. And
Who?
Coney Dole's got he lost his leg. He's been on the podcast, but he lost his leg in high school, and went on to play D1 sports, build a really great sales career, and do all this stuff. And he's kind of had this, like, super big full circle moment that brought him back home, and now he's still doing sales, but, like, different perspective on everything. But I think he's been watching your shit for a while and just, like, also is a fan of it. And one of the first things that I noticed when watching your stuff is, like, number one, this guy isn't afraid to just, like, throw shit out there. Like, it doesn't seem like you've got that limiting factor where it's just like, oh, I wonder if this is cringe, or I wonder if this is going to piss somebody off, or I wonder if, you know, those things that keep you from like pressing the send button. And then the other thing I noticed was like, this dude's not scared to be himself.
Yeah.
And it seems like with what you're talking about, that is probably something that's really, it might be hard to lean on at the beginning for some people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like when you've got 500 followers, it might be hard to be like, well, fuck, I might lose 50 of them by saying what I actually believe, you know, but you're going to find the people who are like all about what you're going to do. It's just hard to believe in. So like, how have you continued to like grow that muscle and flex that muscle, just being like, I'm just going to throw my shit out there and that's why I'm going to grow, not because I'm leaning on these other brands or these other things that I'm trying to piggyback off of?
Dude, it requires so much effort for me to try to be somebody that I'm not. I'm Tyler. That's it. Like, my goal here is that when the cameras are off and I leave the building, hopefully you go up to your boy across the hall and be like, that dude was exactly who I thought he was. He's exactly who he is on his Instagram. He's exactly who he is on his podcast. That's what it is. And I hope that you're seeing that.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you the same way that I would talk to anybody. I don't need to put on a front or act like I'm all this or act like I'm him or her. I'm just me.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's not for everybody. And I've always been like that. I haven't really had to flex that muscle. Like, back to Adam Taylor, the guy I was talking about, like my strength coach, he's like my second dad. We had this saying back in the day, fuck everybody. Not literally.
Right.
Like, everybody's fine, right? But like, fuck everybody. Do you. Be you. Don't give a fuck about how somebody's going to perceive you, dude.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You should be comfortable in your own skin. I'm Drew. This is who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody's going to like you, dude.
For sure.
Not everybody likes me. I promise you that.
Yeah.
The people down the street do not like me. That's okay, though. I don't wish anybody any ill will. I'm just me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I post what I post. It's like my past 2 reels over the past 2 days have, in quote unquote, flopped.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit. I thought they were good.
Right.
I liked them.
Yeah.
The audience didn't, but that's okay.
Uh-huh.
You're not going to hit a home run every time, right? But it's like, that's just who I am.
Right.
I felt like saying this, or I felt like doing this, so I did it. And you can like it or not. But my thing is that you're going to see it. You're going to hear it. You don't have to follow it. You don't have to like it. But like, you're going to see me around.
Right.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
You're going to see it. One way, shape, or form. Might not be on my page, but you might stumble across this page and be like, fuck, there's Tyler again.
Yeah.
You're going to see it.
Yeah.
You don't have to like it, though. That's okay.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's one of the traps that people fall into, especially in the content game, is what I love about your approach is you create stuff that you care about.
That's it.
And I think when people create stuff that they care about, that lasts for a little while. And then one of those things pops. They're like, oh, fuck, well, this is what works, so I better do more of that. And I better do more of this, that, the other thing. But every once in a while, people end up in this situation where they get big because they're playing a character. Or they're playing a character themselves, or they're putting things out that like they don't care about anymore. And I think that that's got to be one of the biggest prisons that there is, because you end up in this situation where you've got a ton of clout, maybe you've got money coming in from it, maybe you've got this giant audience and all this stuff, but you're doing something that's not you. And now you have to show up as that person all the fucking time.
Now it's a job, dude.
Yeah. Which is what you were trying to get away from in the first place.
Now it's a job.
Yeah.
When if you're just yourself and you make stuff that you like with whatever purpose you have behind that, for me, it's to like help somebody.
Right.
That's it. Like, I just want people to be better. That's it. If somebody sees something, maybe it was last week or whatever, I'm like, just post your shit.
Mm-hmm.
Post your stuff.
I've thought about that post specifically a couple times in the last couple of weeks, actually.
Yeah.
So
You and about freaking 100 other people.
Yeah.
Great. I didn't help just one person. I helped 100+ people.
Right.
Fucking A. Like, that's all I do. I just post my shit.
Yeah.
Like, nobody gives a fuck.
Right.
Like that's why, like, the podcasting and like the public speaking, people get so caught up in that and kind of going down a little bit of a rabbit hole. But I think this is important to tell your listeners. It's like, Remember in high school when you would have to get up in front of the class and give like a presentation on whatever it might be?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. People get it's public speaking, quote unquote, right? Like you're in front of your peers and all the eyes are on you. But are they? When I was in that class and I was the one up in front of the class speaking, I didn't give two shits what Drew was talking about.
Yeah.
I got my phone under my desk. I'm Snapchatting some girl in high school, and I'm not paying attention to a damn word that's coming out of your mouth.
Yeah.
No, I don't care. So just go up there and do your job. No one's I act like nobody's listening.
Yeah.
Just go handle it.
That's got to help with detaching from the outcome too.
Yes. Yeah, just go do your job. Hey, I got to give this presentation on planet Earth, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody listening to you besides the teacher. She's been doing this for 10 plus years, and you're just another presentation. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Your peers ain't listening to you, dude. Same thing on social. Some people, if you don't get them in the first second, they're not going to watch your shit anyways.
Right.
Fuck it.
Yeah, they're not going to spend all day being like, wow, that Tyler, dude, I can't believe he's still posting videos, and why would he even say that? And
it's so funny. I had a guy comment on my stuff last night, and I try not to comment on or respond back to people who are hating, but some dude, I gave my opinion on some little thing, and he's like, that's false. You should do that, and it'd get your bench press numbers up to a respectable number. It's like, well, that's interesting because last week I think I posted a video one morning of me bench pressing 225 for only 3 reps, which for me I was pumped about because I don't bench press. I got bad shoulders.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about lifting heavy.
Mm-hmm.
But then I click his page and I'm like, oh, he doesn't follow me. Oh, so you've been watching behind the scenes then. Interesting. Okay. And you took time out of your day to comment something negative on my stuff from somebody that you don't know from Adam about how I'm wrong and that I need to get my bench press numbers up. But you don't follow me, but you're secretly looking at my shit.
Mm-hmm.
It can be positive. It can be negative. You're still watching. You're still talking. To me, I got you. I must be interesting enough for you to be watching me for some reason.
Right.
I don't care if you like it or not, dude.
Yeah. I, similar to you, my dad hit me with something when I was growing up. It must have been super early because it's been burned into my psyche forever. But he said, through everybody that you meet, a third of the people are going to love you. You're going to be the fucking best thing that's ever walked the earth. A third of the people are going to absolutely hate you. And a third of the people are going to not even give a shit in the first place. But they're going to fall into one of these buckets. And I kind of carried that as one of those things that was just well, if I can't do anything about it, then we got these thirds and then whatever. I'll love the people who love me. I'll try to ignore the rest of them. But one of the things that my buddy Jeremiah asked me a question, and he was listening to the podcast over a couple episodes. He's like, bro, is there anything that you're not willing to talk about on the podcast? Is there anything that do you ever feel like you have to perform or be acting or be this thing? I was like, no, dude. It was the first time that I realized that the reason that I don't give a shit about acting on a podcast or acting on social media or any of these other things is because I want the third of the people that love me to love me for who I actually am. And if you don't give a shit, I want you to not give a shit because of who I am. And if you hate me, you better hate the real version of me and not some character that I've been playing, because you might actually like the real version of me, you know? And I think that the only way for people to fall into the correct bucket is for you to actually be yourself, or else the entire thing gets fucked up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The people who love you, do they really love you? Do the people that hate you yeah, but if they really knew me, it takes all the questions away from that.
Yeah, it takes all the guesswork out of it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to control what you can control, and that's who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Just be who you are. That's it. It's really not that fucking hard.
Yeah.
Be who you are. People are gonna love that. They're not gonna like it, but you got to be cool with that.
Right.
As long as my wife's good, she knows who I am. As long as my kid has somebody to look up to, I got a very, very small circle, dude. Super small.
Mm-hmm.
Those people know exactly who I am. I'm not trying to meet new friends. I'm good. I'm worried about what's going on between our 4 walls.
Yeah.
You know?
It seems like you've done a lot of work through really just a fuck ton of life experience to be able to get to the point that you are. And being 31, like you're, 5 years older than me, but still being 31, I feel like even just speaking to you, I hear a lot more wisdom coming through the things that you say from some dudes who are in their 50s, 60s that I spend my time around. And I'm curious, now that you're in that position, what are some of the things that you try to make sure that you share with the people who choose to work with you or end up in your friend circle, or like the people who might see you as some version of an inspiration? What are some of the things that you've got going on in your life that you try to like impart on them to make their lives better?
Dude, if like people might think that I'm successful, they might think that I'm a fuck up, they might think whatever. That's up to them, right? Mm-hmm. Like we're doing good things, but I work hard. Mm-hmm. If I can do this shit, anybody can do it. That's what I try to instill on these people. Like you're young, you can do whatever you want to do. Like this is like this little setup, like this is sweet. You're doing it right. Keep doing it. You can do whatever you want to do. All the guys that I coach, they all can do whatever they want to do. Mm-hmm. I coach guys that are older than me. I got to do this almost 50, and he listens to me. But I think that comes from a little bit of experience, right? Like the cop thing, I think really helped me be able to talk to people in the right way.
Know how to talk to different people?
Know how to talk to different people, yeah. Yeah, it's like I'm 25. I show up to a domestic violence. Both you guys are 50, and I got to be the adult here?
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on?
Right.
So you got to be able to relate to everybody, and not everybody believes in themselves, but I believe in them. Like, I won't just work with anybody, dude. Like, the reason I choose to work with these guys is because I believe in them. I see potential in them.
Yeah.
And I genuinely want everybody to freaking win, dude. Like, I'm not like some sort of like outside hater, and my friends that are doing better than me, I'm like, fuck, like, god damn it. Like, no, dude, kill it. You're in my circle. I want you to win.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I want all the people that are underneath this Nock Performance umbrella to fucking crush. Like, I went off on dudes yesterday that I coached, dude. Guys that pay me money. And I went off on them. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Mm-hmm. Why are you here? Why do I have to call you out in front of the group to get in the freaking gym? You're paying me. I don't give a fuck about your money. Mm-hmm. I want you to win. I want you to get something out of this. I want you to get out of this what you came here for. If you're not going to put forth that effort, fucking bail. I don't want your money. I want you to win.
Yeah.
Like, so that's what I try to instill in people, man. And like, I think like majority of my people that I don't look up to anybody, but the majority of people that I really talk strategy and business with and stuff like that, they're all older than me. So they do have a lot of life experience. Mm-hmm. Again, me not being the smartest dude in the room, right? Like I'm trying to get game from these people.
Yeah.
Right.
Super important.
So I don't have like a bunch of young kids. I coach young kids, but I'm not going to them for advice. They're coming to me for advice. It's my role to mentor them.
Right. For the people who come to you and they do turn into one of those success stories, you've worked with tons of people over the years at this point. And are there any commonalities between the people who come to you in whatever fucked up version that they are and then actually turn into a success story? Are there like certain themes that you've seen between people where you're like, this one's going to be a winner?
Yeah, they start to believe. They start to think about what we've been talking about. Why not them? Oh, fuck, I can do this. I can be disciplined enough to not hit snooze 18 times, go into the gym, do what I'm supposed to do, and then go crush it at my job, and then go be a good husband, and then go be that dad, or maybe sign up for that half marathon that they've been freaking scared shitless about because it's 13.1 miles. But they can go do it. They just have to work for it. Mm-hmm. So the guys that are really successful that come through my program, they start to believe. And they get through month 3, month 4, which is what I call the danger zone, where they're starting to see a little bit of fruits of their labor. But yeah. They're like, fuck, maybe I can't skip a workout now. Like, I'm getting kind of comfortable. They get through that. Because this shit never fucking ends, dude. It never ends. You never just wake up one day and look in the mirror and be like, fuck yeah, I made it. I don't have to train anymore.
Right.
I look great.
Yeah, green light. We'll just keep right here.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's what's so fun about it. This shit never ends. And when it ends, you die. Like, that's a Goggins thing, I think. Like, I'm not a big Goggins guy anymore because I'm just not. But the shit never fucking ends. Mm-hmm. It never ends. And the guys that are most successful, they buy in and they start believing that they can do whatever they want. So many dudes that I've worked with, dude, so many dudes that I have worked with have gotten promotions since like doing business with me, because they're seeing that they can improve and they can have. They're like, I don't have to stay in this fucking position my whole life. Like maybe if I just work a little bit harder and go about my business the right way, maybe I'll get that promotion.
Right.
Well, it's not maybe. That's a for sure thing. That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
They start to believe it though.
I think it takes stacking some of those wins to build that belief too. There's like that Hermosi quote that like confidence doesn't come from shouting affirmations in the mirror. It comes from building a stack of undeniable proof that you are who you say you are. Yeah. And I think that that's what one of the beautiful things about when you start to go to the gym, when you start to eat healthy, when you start to show up and have present moments with the people you care about. It's like you walk away from each one of those things, and instead of have that thing nagging at you where it's like, fuck, man, I had another Oreo at breakfast, or I had another whatever. It's like you've got this thing to look back at and be like, dude, I did what I was supposed to do for the gym. I ate clean today. I showed up and I was present with my friends. I like took care of my family, whatever. And then going into the next day, it's like, yeah, dude, I proved that I am exactly who I say I am today. So tomorrow I'm going to do more of that same shit because I feel good about it, instead of having all this stuff that's nagging at you all the time. Yeah. But I think it takes, I think a lot of times people look at these one big moments because that's what you hear about. You hear about the promotion. You hear about the win in the boxing fight and all that stuff. But the things that you don't hear about is like going to 6 training sessions a week for 4 months and never missing one and actually showing out every time that you go there. It's like that's where the win happens. The win happens at like actually being present in every meeting that you go to, working your ass off and doing all this stuff. That's when the promotion happens. It's not the moment you walk into the office and somebody's like, here's your new job title. But I think it takes like building those wins. I think that's where that belief comes from. It's not the one big fucking, here you go, here's your gold star, Yeah.
And when you continue to show up like that, like you'll catch your break, dude. I've had multiple, like, call it breaks where it's like, like that. I kept doing what I was supposed to do, and then this good thing happened to me, which helped catapult this relationship or this business opportunity, like that. But those don't just come.
Right.
Like nobody's going to hand you anything. You have to keep going. You have to keep putting one foot in front of the other, putting your time in. You have to put your time in. There might be freaking months of you just being stagnant, but if you're doing what you're supposed to do, your break's going to come. More than likely when you least expect it. That's the beauty of this thing called life, man. Like nobody's going to hand you shit.
Yeah.
That's why all the people that win the lottery, they go broke, because it just gets handed to them. Anything that's ever been handed to me, dude, I've either lost it or broken it. Like I don't take care of shit if somebody gives me something.
Right.
I didn't do anything to deserve it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Tyler, you just turned 16. Here's a brand new Mustang. I'd have fucking crashed that thing.
Right.
I bought my first vehicle and I took really good care of it until I rolled it from being an asshole. But you get my point though.
Yeah.
Like you have to work for what you have.
Yeah, I think it helps you appreciate it too.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
One of the things I was explaining this the other day too, is that one of the things that I love about games that have no end is that it becomes about playing the game. Like your goal is to play the game. It's not to win the game, right? Like there's no end to it. There's no, like you said, there's no end to your fitness. There's no end to business. There's no end to a lot of these things. And I think that can scare some people off from it, but it's why I love boxing. It's why I love jiu-jitsu. It's like why I love being in business, because like all of these games that I've like dedicated myself to are about playing the game. It's not about winning the game. And I think that it keeps me from having one of those mountaintop moments where I like win the game and then I have no purpose afterwards, or I have this big come down where it's like, well, fuck, now what? It's like you've always got the next thing. You've always got a workout to hit tomorrow. You've always got something. But I'm curious for you, like, it seems like you have fallen in love with the game. Like you've fallen in love with the fitness, with the family, with all of that stuff. How do you get people to shift their mindset to be like, it's about doing the thing. It's about playing the game. It's not about whatever preconceived win you had in your brain beforehand.
You got to start the game. You got to play the game. You got to participate.
it's really that simple. Like, there's no game if you don't sign up for it. If you don't have anything to work towards, there's no game to play. You have to start playing the game. Whatever your game is, dude. Every day is a game for me. That's the biggest thing. People are so afraid to start shit, man. They're so afraid to be a part of the game because they think that they might fail at it. Who cares? Fail at it and play it again. Like, it's fun. It's fun, and you're not ever going to win the game, I don't think. I'm not quite sure, at least not how I'm built, where there's going to be a point in time in life and be like, fucking, let's kick my feet up, dude. You did it.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Like, I had my dream guest on the podcast last year, and it's like, well, next week I did another episode.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, what am I going to do? Stop podcasting?
Right.
It's like, I just killed the biggest bull of my life. So you're just not going to go hunting next year? The game doesn't end, dude.
Right.
Like but you have to start the game. Whatever you got to find what your game is. I think that's where people struggle. They don't know what game they want to play. Start somewhere, though.
Do you think that most people, like, the best way to find it is just to keep trying shit until something sticks?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I played the policing game for 5 years. Didn't really like the game anymore, so I tried a new game. I love the game that I'm playing now.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, but I always knew I was never going to play that game for a long time. I wasn't going to be the 20, 25-year dude retired and then fucking ride off. Like, I'm not built that way.
Right.
I need to keep trying new shit, right?
Yeah.
Like, I got to keep trying new stuff. I want more games to play.
Yeah.
Playing the Fatherhood game right now. I already want to play freaking level 2 of that game. I already want another one, right? Like,
right.
Fuck, this is fun, but like, let's get 2 or 3 in the mix. Let's play that game.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. You just got to find what game you want to play and then play it. And know that you're going to lose the game too sometimes.
Right.
But keep playing it. Because a lot of people that lose the game, they'll just stop playing it completely. The longer you play the game, the more you can separate yourself from the rest of everybody else playing the game that you're going to play.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that play the game that I play with my business. There's a ton of coaches out there, dude. But a lot of them, they don't continue to play. Well, I've been playing it for a few years, and I'm going to continue to play it because I'm good at it, and I like doing it, and it's fun, and there's really no end to it.
Yeah.
And if I ever stop enjoying what I do, I'll find another game to play.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a beautiful thing, dude.
Yeah. It's like, dude, it's like eventually we all just die. That's what it is, man. Like, nobody is here forever. That's why I say to everybody, including you on this pod, like, you can do whatever you want. You get roughly 70-ish years here. What you do with that is whatever you do with that. That's it.
Yeah.
Just keep playing.
Yeah, dude. I think that the only way to fail really is to quit.
Agreed.
You know, and I had my buddy ask me a question. He said, "What's your relationship with failure?" It's like, well, I allow myself to fail a lot, but I don't allow myself to quit. Mm-hmm. And I think that there's such a big difference in that, because when you don't quit, you can have some of the biggest losses of your entire life, of your entire business, of your entire whatever that is. But if you quit right there, that becomes the end of the story.
Yeah. If
you keep going past that, then that becomes one of the most beautiful moments in your story, because you get to look back and be like, when all of this shit happened, that was, you know, this chapter. And then all of this beautiful stuff happened during the comeback. And like, this is how we're better for it now. Mm-hmm. But if you have to write everything past that fucking chapter where you fell on your face. And I think that when you find something that you truly care about, like you said, when you're playing a game that you actually give a fuck about, that's where you can have that big failure fall on your face and be like, yeah, no, there's a bigger story here. It doesn't have to end right here. But if you don't have something that you care about to that degree, it's really hard to be like, why am I keeping trying to pick up the puzzle for this specific game? Like, why don't we just quit this one here and start building one where, like, I'll fall on my face a million times, but I want to keep playing. I want to keep writing past that chapter.
Yeah, and like, we keep it's probably my fault for not saying anything, but we keep using like the fail thing, and you got to manipulate your verbiage where it's not a failure, dude. Use it as like a learning lesson.
It's a lesson.
And then move forward with that.
Yeah.
It just didn't go how you intended it to do. You didn't fail. It just wasn't the idea that maybe you had in your mind.
Yeah. It was an outcome.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It was a net negative here.
Yeah.
Okay. Chalk it up.
Right.
And keep going.
Yeah.
Like, I'm big on positive self-talk, but even more importantly, dude, it's like the thoughts that go through your mind are huge. If you think like negatively about yourself, or you think this bad thing is going to happen, bro, it's going to happen to you, man.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate.
Just like you said about the wins, like visualizing all of those before, is like when it shows up, you're like, yeah, of course this, I succeeded with this because I visualized it a million times. But on the opposite side too, if you're visualizing, failures all the time or poor outcomes,
It's over for you.
when
bro.
it shows up, it's like, oh, see, I told you this wasn't going to work.
Yeah.
I told you this was a bad idea.
That's like when we go, like, my dad, he's been drawing some tags out here for the past few years. He lives in Michigan. He wants to come out here and hunt, right?
Mhm.
So he came out last year, and we're driving. I think it was like he came out on like the 10th. He had like 10 days. We're driving out to where we like to hunt, and as we're driving there, he's like, yeah, man, hopefully we can find some good ones, and hopefully we can get this done again this year. And I was like, dude, there ain't no hopefully about it, old man. Like, we're gonna find you a nice buck, and we're gonna kill him. I was like, and when we're going to do that is going to be November 15th. We're going to kill a dandy on November 15th. Guess what happened? To the date.
Damn.
Almost to the minute, bro. I was like, yeah, we're going to kill one the morning of the 15th. Biggest one you've ever seen out here. We're going to kill him. And we did. And he thought that was just fucking crazy.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. My wife, the whole pregnancy, when do you think he's going to come? When do you think he's going to come? May 7th. Guess when our kid was born? May 7th. I just like it. Make it seem where people think you're fucking delusional.
Right.
That's it. Like, that's how I think, man. I told you about my calls today.
Yeah.
They're already here. They're already here. They're already a part of the team.
Yeah. Just time to collect.
Let's get them going.
Yeah.
That's just how I think, and it hasn't always been like that, dude. Trust me, I came from an environment that is a very toxic, drama-filled, freaking negative Nancy environment called policing.
Mm-hmm.
Those fucking guys are so negative at all departments.
Yeah.
Get out of there. That's no. Get out of there.
You said it. You said in podcasts before that that as you were getting towards the end of the career, you just had this like this feeling where it's just like, bro, fuck everybody. People suck.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like you've come a long way since that idea.
Dude, everybody has something to offer. Everybody. That's why I came here to do this. I don't know you from nobody.
Mm-hmm.
We exchanged like 4 DMs.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll come. All right. Let's see what he's about.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did.
Glad you did too.
Everybody's got something to offer, dude. Like, doing that job, I didn't really give people the benefit of the doubt. But now doing what I do, I always give people a chance. Until they don't deserve a chance anymore. Everybody deserves a shot. Everybody deserves the same amount of respect as the next guy. Even the homeless dude across the street. Like, everybody's people.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Like, you got to spin it that way, man. If you're just walking around, fuck everybody, fuck this, fuck that, we're not doing this, it's like, I don't want to live like that.
Mm-hmm.
Happiness is a choice. You like fighting.
Mm-hmm.
You watch the O'Malley fight?
Mm-hmm.
Have you watched any of his interviews since he did that?
Yeah.
He's fine.
Right.
He talked about it on the pod.
Yeah.
He's like, I did what I had. He's like, I did all I could do.
Right.
Showed up healthy. I trained hard. Marab's the best freaking bantamweight, right?
Yep.
Yeah, best bantamweight in the world. He beat me.
Yeah.
Happiness is a choice. I got 2 young kids. My life's good. I got Lambos in the garage. I got my dream house. I'm going to come back.
Right.
It's a choice, dude. Like, we all have the same opportunities.
Yeah. And when the greatest people in the world are saying that, it's like, that's something you could probably take a note from.
I mean, he's doing something right. And he's from here, dude. He's
Yeah.
from butt fuck Helena.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He put it forward, and, maybe 3 years ago he wouldn't have handled that loss the right way.
Mm-hmm.
but you learn and you grow.
Right.
You know, it's a choice, man.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. With the spot that you're at now, obviously come a long way as a person, as a business owner, and all these things. What are you manifesting right now, and what are some of the things that you're looking forward to?
Watching my kid grow up. Yeah, just being a kick-ass dad. Yeah, and just like my only job, dude, like people might not believe me when I say this if they know me a little bit, but like I'm not a huge goal setter. I'm not. It's not like I want to take my company to X amount of dollars in Q3 this year.
Yeah.
I don't even really look at that shit. Like, do I know how much money's in my bank? Yeah, dude. But like, I don't really give a fuck about it.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know how many clients I have? Yeah, dude. Like, do I want this or do I need, like, yeah, I mean, there's shit that I want. All I have to do to get all of those things is to just keep serving my people. It's not about me. That's how I look at it. Whatever goals I want or going for, which aren't really anything, all that's going to get provided to me as long as I just continue to do shit for the right reasons, which is to genuinely help people.
Right.
That's it. That's all I have to do. I just have to keep doing my job. If I can feed into him, if I can feed into him, if I can feed into her, if I can feed into you after this pod, that's all I have to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. When I do that, everything comes to me.
Seems like such a peaceful place to live, man.
I mean, I don't have it all figured out, dude. I don't think any of us do, but like, you know Dave Ramsey?
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch the podcast that he did with Sean Ryan by chance?
No.
You should.
That's a hell of a combo between those two.
It's great. It's absolutely great.
Okay.
And I've met Dave. My wife used to work for Dave when we lived in Nashville. So we watched it together, and it was really great. And, you know, he's real faith-based, and what he said really kind of stuck out to me on that pod was when he was growing, like, Ramsey Solutions and stuff. He's like, I just run this thing. He's like, God owns this company. I work for him. And that's kind of like where I'm at. Like, I just run my company. That's all I do. I don't even own it. He does.
Right.
He does. I just run it. I take care of the boys. And if that's all I have to do. Just take care of them.
Yeah.
And then everything comes back to me, dude. Tenfold. Shit's been happening in our life where I'm like, what? This is crazy.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What I'm supposed to? That's it.
Just showing up for other people.
That's it. I put everybody, like, first. And then everything that I want comes to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to, like, go the extra mile for it. I just have to keep doing what I'm doing. Feed into people, man.
Yeah, man. I had a moment where I caught myself being in the opposite boat of that.
It's easy to do, man.
I caught myself being like, God, I want our monthly revenue to be this, which means I have to close this many clients, which means I have to this, and this. And what I found was, like, I was trying to extract. I was like, the world has these resources, or there are these clients out there and blah, 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 and I want them so I can do X, Y, Z. And, dude, as soon as I get in those modes, I start burning out. Shit starts not working. Relationships get bad, like all of the stuff. But as soon as I turn it around and I focus on giving, like, dude, how can we make the dopest content for all of our clients? How can I make this work environment the coolest place for my people to show up to? How can I have the best conversations? Like, and how can I be a positive part of all these people's stories who have trusted me to work with them? As soon as I'm in that mode, as soon as, like, dude, that's why I love the podcast. This entire thing is a fucking, like, it's only giving. It's like my entire goal with this is, like, give the people who listen something that they can take away from it that makes their life better. And hopefully they go and give that same thing to somebody else. And once this podcast gets to a point, like, I want to be able to give a platform to somebody who might not have one and help them out, help them achieve whatever goals they do. Have somebody call them up and be like, bro, I heard you on the podcast. Like, we need to work together, whatever. But the more things I can just be giving, that's the thing, dude.
And what people choose to do with that is completely up to them.
Right.
That's not your concern.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not. You just need to do your part.
Right.
I can give somebody the best training plan in the freaking world. I can be the rah-rah motivating coach and
freaking pat you on the ass or hold you accountable, but it's like, I can't go onto the app and press start.
Right.
I can't lift the weight for you. I can't track your food for you. That's up to you. I'm doing my part.
Mm-hmm.
What you choose to do with your part is up to you, bro. But I'm feeding into you. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
The rest is on you. So we can create the best podcast, the best content. What people choose to do with that, hey, who cares?
Right.
That ain't none of your concern. You just need, and so do I, need to do what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Give back to folks, man. That's my biggest thing. And I've seen it happen over the past 8 or so months, ever since I kind of flipped that switch. And it's like, dude, this shit has nothing to do with me. Nothing. Like when somebody comes on my show, I make it all about them, just like you are right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's got nothing. This shit ain't got nothing to do with you, dude. People know what they're getting with you. You're the host.
Right.
They don't want to hear you talk. For whatever reason, they want to hear me talk today, and that's great.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully they do at least. Hope you get some downloads.
If they made it this far, I think that they probably want to hear you talk.
I hope you get some downloads.
Yeah.
Right? But if you were to come on my show, it's all about Drew.
Right.
Nothing to do with me. I do these sales calls, right? Or, you know, I don't even call them sales calls, but I do these calls, and I'm like, I'm not going to try to sell you anything on this. You're either going to do this or you're not. And once you join, I'll let the boys sell you. It's your choice. I'm not going to hard sell you. I'm not going to pressure you into doing anything that you don't want to do. This is something that you want or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good either way. I'm here to do a job, which is better your life. And once you join and you meet everybody else that works with me and see how happy they are, that's the sales pitch.
Yeah.
The community. Right? Got nothing to do with me. I just run it.
Right.
I just get you from A to Z.
Yeah.
Then I want you to fly away and go kill the rest of your life and hopefully not have to freaking get on another call with me or somebody else. Live this lifestyle the rest of your life. That's my hope. Not my concern, because I can't control what they do once they leave. But that's my hope.
Yeah.
You know, I give them the tools.
Yeah, man. Dude, it's cool as shit being able to watch your story, and I've been a direct beneficiary of some of the stuff that you've chosen to put out there and like speaking your mind and doing all that kind of stuff. So it's been cool to be able to like meet you in person, and you are like, yeah, just like you said at the beginning, like you are the dude that you show up in like on social media, I'd imagine in your personal life and all the rest of the stuff. And it's very inspiring for me to be around somebody like you who's like, your mission is to give to your family, to give to your clients, to give to your people, to give to the people who are online watching your shit. And yeah, super inspiring to me, dude. So like the more people that can hear your story and take inspiration from it, like actually take action, and yeah, hopefully become one of those people for themselves, like the better. So I appreciate the heck out of what you're doing, man. And
thank you.
Very, very confident that you'll keep doing more of it. I couldn't imagine in a world where you didn't, but yeah, I appreciate you being willing to come on here and for just doing all the stuff that you're doing outside of this, man. It's huge.
No, I appreciate you having me. And like, if anybody's going to take anything from this, you know, I think the biggest thing, and we just talked about it with the boys the other day, it's like, hey, everybody's telling all this shit and how they can do better here and how they need to be better here. And it's like, all that's real cute. All that shit is good for you. You're saying all the right things. Maybe you took something from this podcast and you're like, oh man, that is just absolute gold. And you know, I'm going to do this now, or I'm going to go for this, or I'm going to take that chance, or I'm going to move here, or start this business, or maybe do my podcast. Okay. What you say means absolutely fucking dick. Nothing. What you do means everything. If you took something from this, don't just talk. Make it happen. You might lose. Who cares? Go for it, man.
Play the game.
Play the game, dude. Play the game. That's it. Don't be a talker. Be a doer. Many will talk. Few will do, man.
I love it.
Very few. So be the doer. And that shines through, man. People, I recognize it right away. I'm sure you do too. I know a lot of talkers. A lot. I don't associate with them, but I know who they are.
I accidentally snapped on a dude once. I was sitting at my ex-girlfriend worked at a cocktail lounge, and I was sitting at the bar top, like next to the POS, chatting with her and stuff. And I must have known some other people at the bar, and they were kind of talking, and this dude walks over to me. He goes, like, puts his hand on my shoulder. Old dude. Hey, I heard you're a marketing ideas guy. I looked at him, and I was like, no, dude, I hate ideas guys. I like to think about myself as an action guy. It turns out the dude was being really sweet, and he wanted me to help with his chocolate company, but I was just like, for some reason, I'm like, this motherfucker just pushed like, terrible first impression.
It's all right.
But yeah, man, that's the one thing. It's honestly the filter that I have for this show. There have been people on here who are artists and musicians and business owners and hunters and boxers and all of the different shit. And if you looked at it from the outside, it'd be like, well, who the fuck what's the niche here? Well, what kind of people are on this show?
There isn't one.
It's not that, but the one commonality that is the same between all of these people is they had a passion and they got off the fucking sidelines.
That's it.
They started doing something. And just like you said, as soon as you meet somebody, it doesn't matter what they're wearing. It doesn't matter what profession they're in or whatever. Like, it's the same tribe. Mm-hmm. It's the same people.
You know it, dude. Like, I can talk to somebody for 2.5 minutes, and I can tell if there's going to be something there or not between me and that person.
Mm-hmm.
I either fucking, like, this guy's got it somewhat figured out. He seems squared away, or he doesn't.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just my background, but, like,
I was going to say, I bet you your, like, intuition is very fine-tuned on that.
Yeah, maybe. But with me, that's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
Like, I can tell right away if this person is somebody that I want to associate with. I want to associate with winners, man.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be around people that got shit going on. I don't give a fuck about your high school war stories. I don't care about that, dude.
Yeah.
I don't care about that. Now, when I go home and see some old buddies, yeah, we'll freaking talk about the football game or whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, after that, what are you doing now?
Right.
You know? Like, that's how I was raised. My dad's like, that's cute. What have you done for me lately?
Mm-hmm.
Like, fuck.
A lot of times it's what people remember.
Yeah, and it's like, who gives a fuck that you were all state? Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing now?
Right.
Are you being a good dad? Are you being a good husband? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Work towards something, dude.
100%. You got to do it by actually doing something.
Action.
Get off the freaking sidelines, everybody. Awesome. I appreciate the heck out of your time.
Yeah.
Like I said, respect the hell out of what you built. And this is still super early in my journey and all this stuff. And you being willing to, like, reach a hand down and help me out with the pod and, like, just chatting about all the stuff. I appreciate the heck out of all the things you have to say. And it's been awesome.
2 hours. You're a doer, man. I want you to win. That's all it comes down to. I want all my people to win. So I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to talk some shit when the cameras are off. Hang out a minute.
Heck yeah, dude.
Cool.
Awesome. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. If you made it this far, a lot of you guys listen and don't subscribe to the show, and it would mean the world to us. And I'll send you a big old virtual hug if you subscribe to it. So we'll see you at the next one. Be where your feet are. Peace.